Hey y'all, welcome to the Clock Tower. I'm Colton here with Brandon. 5 cards, 5 minutes. We're talking about Saekano 2. Brandon, what's our first card?
First up, we have the level 1 Megami. If you have two or more other characters, this gets 1,000 power, so it sits at 5/5 cross turn. When the bar is placed on stage, if you have another character, this gets two abilities. Twin Drive, so pay one, trigger twice, and it bounces back to hand, so the Oboro effect. So when you're front attacked, it bounces back to hand.
Oboro is not as bad as it used to be, considering that Blink is less prominent in the meta, but this is still not very good. There's no fixing involved. You're just hoping to loot bar over and over again, which is definitely doable, but it's only swinging at 6/5 unless you have help, which is just not going to get over modern defensive boards. Anything that runs standby, anything that brings anything down at level 1 that's bigger than 7 is going to be a problem for this. So, technically useful, but kind of limited. Saekano's real goal is memory compression, and it starts with this Brainstormer. It is a search Brainstormer that you can then sack if your level is 1 or higher to choose a certain level 1 and put it on the stage. This is trying to kickstart the memory compression package, the thing that Saekano's actually known for, because it changes into this level 1.
The level 1 being the frontal assist. It also is a pay 1 send a memory effect as well. At the beginning of CX phase, if you're level 2 or higher, you change into the 2/1 and put it on that same spot. This is also still a Brainstorm. So you're changing the Brainstorm for another that can also then later go to memory. So you're kind of still keeping that utility, but also adding in additional memory effects.
Yeah, and you can also essentially use the Brainstormer twice. With this, you can Brainstorm with the level 0 and then sack it to summon this one and immediately use its Brainstorm because it doesn't come in rested or anything. So you do have access to some mill through that. They're both search Brainstormers, and this card, when it goes to memory, becomes the level 2, which is a back row level X, which you can also pay 1, send to memory to change into the level 3 combo. Again, this is what Saekano does. This is really the only thing it has that's all that interesting, is trying to send as many things to memory as possible and compress in a way similar to Slime. This level 2, again, changes color and turns into this level 3 combo.
Yeah, the level 3 being that if you have two or more cards in memory, this gets 2k power. If you have three or more cards in memory, it also gives your opponent can't play backups. And if you have four or more, it also gets hexproof. So you have quite a bit of text all at once if you have multiple cards in memory. The package that got us here has at least two cards going straight to memory, not including the other cards in the deck itself. Using that package, you're essentially able to play around with not having as many cards in hand, because it will spawn from waiting and put them on stage. Which technically I can effectively, if you're playing with a 2/1, bring this on stage for only 1 cost instead of 2. So it's technically a little bit cheaper too, so you're technically saving a stock when playing the 2/1. Just because it's more like a delayed stock as opposed to actually truly saving anything. But it can also kind of help set up those conditions as well. When the card is placed on stage, either by that effect or from hand, it heals. And it also has a climax combo of a pay 1 on reverse to burn 2. So your opponents can't back up things. It gets up to 13 with the climax, not including anything in the back row as well. If you have another level assist, it would be 13/5. 13/5 being a decent number, especially if your opponents can't back them up to get some kind of reverse at level 3.
This would be good if it came down at level 2, but because it comes down at level 3, it's not. The hexproof and the anti-backup are both good, but it just does way too little damage. It requires a reverse. It's just not there in a contemporary meta. The memory compression engine is fine, but memory compression itself is becoming less and less powerful as more and more powerful top ends with burn 1s and cancel burns enter the meta. If you like Saekano, buy it, play it. If you're looking for something that's meta, it's too outdated to be relevant this year. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining us. Brandon will have a Saekano deck tech on Tuesday, gameplay for it the following Thursday, and then after that, a clock talking in 2 weeks. We're not doing uncommons and commons for this set because sets are coming out too fast, so we're moving right on to Grisaya. Until next time, thank you so much for joining us. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and have a good one.
We'll see you then.